Renaissance Unity, all is well, and all is in divine order. Science of the Mind was something I was reading this morning at 3 o'clock. And it says, to learn how to think is to learn how to live. Grab a hold of that and hold on to it. To learn how to think is to learn how to live. We are in the Lent season. And in that Lent season, we started last Wednesday with Ash Wednesday, right after Fat Tuesday. And I hope you overly indulged yourself with anything that you say you were going to leave yourself away from on Tuesday. Because Wednesday started Lent season. Lent is here. Release. Let it go. Let go. Let God. We've heard it all before, right? But the question is, will we take this opportunity, this moment, this present, and do those things? Now, Reverend Wilma started us off talking about Lent, talking about our strength. And so the message there is very simple. We don't just build on those concepts. Can we do that? Can we do that? Yes. And so all I want you to do is stand up right now. You know there's an exercise, getting up and sitting down, getting up and sitting down. But there's an affirmation. And it's my affirmation. Written by me. To me. For me. But I want to allow you to access it and use it. Because I think it's very important as we go through the Lent season. You know, it's amazing how in the spiritual world we have these opportunities to release and let go with the burning bowl ceremony. Now we come to this time of year and we say, what? It's Lent season. And what are we supposed to do? Let it go. Release it. And so I want to see how well you're doing this affirmation. All right? I'll just say it the way I say it, and you just repeat it after me. Is that okay? Kind of like follow the leader. I'll be the leader for a couple minutes. But see, you got to say it with emotion and feelings like I do. I'm a kind of emotional guy, Brett. A lot of energy, right, Leah? She said, oh, yeah. So just repeat after me. I will deny myself the opportunity to deny my God-given strength. I will fast from my frequent, fearful, false affirmations of worry, of weakness, of wandering. In my minimized moments of worry, of weakness, of wandering, I will say that I am strong and foundationally rooted in the Christ strength within me. So I shall overcome anything right now. You may be seated. Now, I said the right now part, we shall overcome, because a lot of times we sing this song during Black History Month or when there's some special occasion, usually related to the Civil Rights Movement, African American, we say, we shall overcome, right? Everybody knows that song, right? We shall overcome someday. I have a problem with someday. Because the urgency of now is present. And so if I sing that song, it's always with a now there. Can we say now? The spirit of now is present. And it's our opportunity here in the now. The urgency of now, the urgency of the moment, the preciousness of the moment is here. And if we don't take advantage of that opportunity, we misuse it, we abuse it, we lose it. And so when I sing that song, I love that song because I know the context by which it was written. But if we keep saying that, we shall overcome. We shall overcome. It's kind of like, I will, I can, I will, I must. It's momentum to jump off into something different. But if you keep just saying, I can, I will, I must, it builds momentum, but it doesn't necessarily relate to action. The action doesn't occur until we say now. When are you going to do it? Now. When is your moment of destiny? Now. When's the opportunity to jump off into something new? Now. When's the time to transform? Now. I think we got it. I will deny myself the opportunity to deny myself my God-given strength. We all have strength, and it's God-given at birth. It's our birthright to have strength, not to be weak. Do you understand that? Do we understand it? We're on the same page this morning. I frequently indulge in fearful, false affirmations of worry, of weakness, of wandering. Say that with me. I worry. I feel weak. I wander. And that's what we do. But we got to come to the point where I know who I am, so there is no wandering around. I know who gives me my strength, and so I know that I'm supposed to be strong, right? I don't have a weak God, right? God creates everything in the universe. So how can God be weak? And if I'm made in the image and likeness of God, I must be strong. You see it? It all adds up to something marvelous, miraculous, and miracle making. And so right now, I want you to promise me. Will you promise me something? Oh, promise me. Promise me. Promise me. Promise me that you'll always remember that the Lord is my strength, that they that wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. Lent is the build-up season of the foundation of us, and that means you too. Lent is the build-up of the foundational base of us. Now, why is this important? Why is it important that we build up the foundational base of us? Because if you don't have a strong foundation, if you have cracks in your foundation, water can get in. It's just like a house. You seen a house and the foundation, the base of the house has cracks in it, and then the rain comes and the rainwater gets in? Why don't we want that rainwater to come into the cracks, into the foundation? What happens? It breaks down the foundation. What else? The whole building can collapse. That's what happens. And so with that idea that we don't want that storm water in us, what is the storm water that we don't want? Thoughts that are inconsistent with who we are. Storm water. Those thoughts that are inconsistent with who we are and what we need to be thinking. And I asked you this morning, do you have cracks in your foundation? They require work. In the parable of the wise and the foolish builder, the wise builder builds a foundation on what? Solid rock. While the foolish builder builds on sand. And the sand won't hold the foundation, and so it begins to sink the house. And so what we're saying, we want to build our foundation on solid rock. What is the solid rock that we want to build our foundation on? The truth. And nothing but the truth, right? That has to be the foundation. If you build your house on lies, it's sinking sand, right? The foundation begins to let in storm water that we don't want in there. In this book that I reread twice a year, Keep a True Lent. As you can tell, it's pretty worn. Because I keep on reading it. And every time I read it, I get excited, Michael, because I pull out something new about it. And it was late last night that I had my message already written, And I knew Brett was waiting for my slides. Then I changed the message. Because I turned to a page in the book, and it had this question was just calling me, Brett. I apologize for being so late today with the slide. But this kept, anything ever just called you? This called you to attention, and you knew you had to make adjustments because you knew you had to find the answer to the question that was posed to you. And the question made me curious. In this book, last night, I read this book at least 34 times. Last night, I came across this question that Charles Fillmore, the co-founder of Unity, posed in here. And it says, if consciousness departed from principle and formed images that were manifested as disease, discord, and limitation of the perfect, is it possible for the same consciousness to undo it, faulty work, and build anew? Huh? Is that something for us to consider, to entertain? If your consciousness departed from principle, what is principle? The truth. And the truth is you're perfect. You're perfected in the perfect image of the perfect God. You understand that? And so if you understand that, you departed from that principle, that truth, then what happens? Your foundational base begins to let in water that you don't want into, and that foundational base begins to do damage. And you find yourself in chaos, in crisis. But the question is it possible for the same consciousness that we lost control over to be able to go back, retrace our roots to where we were thinking, the stinking thinking, the wrong thinking, the error thinking, and fix it? Can we change our consciousness is the question. Can we change our mind? No trick question. Can you change your mind? We all can change our mind. If we can change our mind, we can change our what? Consciousness, right? And so the question being posed, and if I was at my old Baptist church, Brett, I would say something like, I would ask y'all to ask Reverend Glenn, is it possible to rebuild, repair, restorate a sinking, a sagging, a sick foundation? So why don't y'all ask me that? Repeat after me. Reverend Glenn, tell me, Rev, is it possible to rebuild, to repair, restore a sinking, a sagging, a sick foundation? I'm glad you asked. Because it is. But you have to be willing to change your line of work. What do I need you to be? A construction worker. And I need you to put yourself under construction. Huh? Are you willing to be a construction worker for the rest of your life and construct something new, something better, something new, something improved? What if we were to commit to that? Today, I'm going to be a construction worker for the next 40 days. And now we lost a couple of days, so it's not even 40 days. So it's even easier for you to commit to being committed to being a construction worker. 40 days total. But are you willing to do it? Make the time. Now, Reverend Wilma, she's so kind, she's generous, she's thought-provoking, she's loving. She brought these books into our community. She was passing them out. They're still available. It says 40 days. Let go, let God. Lent 2024. Who has one? Just about everybody in here has one, Reverend Wilma. Let's give her a round of applause. Problem is, Reverend Wilma, chances are people take things because they F-R-E-E. I'm just as guilty. Whenever somebody says free, I'll take one. You mean it's no charge? It's free. But the problem is when it's free, sometimes that really doesn't mean that you're going to commit to breaking open this bad boy and doing the reading. So I'll know more than just on the surface. What is Lent about? Fasting and prayer. Fasting and prayer about what? What are you fasting about? What are you praying about? Well, I'm going to fast off of food. I'm not going to drink as much. I'm not going to go there. I'm going to let that person go. But that sounds good on the surface. But we need to go deeper. And the question is, why are you indulging in those things? What's the root cause of the drinking, the smoking, the oversexing, the staying on the job that you don't like, the not using your skills, your talents, your abilities? What is it? What is it? Is the question. Huh? And so we're going back to principle. I told you all year we were going, principle-centered. And so now we decided we're going to put on our hard hat and we're going to be construction workers. Will you be a construction worker? Will you be a construction worker? All right. Now, I know, Reverend Wilma, some of them didn't read this. When I was coming up as a college student, we used to have what's called Cliff Notes, Brett. I don't know. Anybody know what Cliff Note is? Deborah, I know you were a teacher. Cliff Notes. Cliff Notes were when you were, like me, athlete, didn't really want to go to class, but you had a book report due. And so what you would do is go to the library or a little bookstore off campus and get the Cliff Notes, Michael. Oh, what was it? Yellow and black. You cheated too, huh? Took a shortcut. All right. I thought you were better than me. But the whole book talks about fasting. But what are we fasting from? It's not the things. It's the psychology. It's the mind. Things is clogging up our mind, forming a barrier so the new can't get through. Things that are allowing the water to get into the foundation and destroying the house. And so I want to just have you join with me real quickly. Some things that are in the Cliff Notes that we're going to fast from. And if you see something in here that's you, say something. And what we want to do, Leah, what you do like my wife do when she sees something that she knows it ain't right, but it's there. Mm-hmm. Can we do that? If you see one, if I yell out one of these and we call it out as a group, and you see something that you know it's time to fast off it, I just want you to say, mm-hmm. And we just keep on moving. We ain't gonna draw no attention to it, but I want to hear it. Mm-hmm. And these things have been scientifically proved to be things we need to fast off of for 40 days. And so we should have somebody under each one of these things, 40 things. So each one of them we should hear. Mm-hmm. So we ready? Y'all say them with me. Shame. It's a shame. Resentful. Complaining. Sorrow. Limitation. Stress. Resistance. Self-pity. Anxiety. Pessimism. Dissatisfaction. Grudges. Overwhelm. The past. Busyness. Illness. Misunderstanding. Outdated beliefs. Perfectionism. Darkness. Indecision. Worry. Criticism. Discouragement. Loneliness. Struggle. Insecurity. Competitiveness. Chaos. Y'all better say, mm-hmm. Bitterness. Fear of lack. Apathy. Feeling obligated. Judgment. Doubt. Drama. Negative thinking. Anger. Blame. Fear of change. Did everybody say to something? Raise your hand if you said to something. He said try all the above, Red. But hold up, wait a minute, Reverend Glenn. If I'm going to give up these things And these things have been so closely attached to my identity, my conversations, my perspective of the world. What's left? What's left for me to talk about? What's left for me to watch? What's left for me to post on Facebook? You know, it's so sad that people will leave this kind of service, this kind of community, and then they'll go and post something that says negative energy. The law of attraction says you attract the things that you give out. And everybody's on there. And it seems like every day it seems like there's a million people that I know, and they're all going, Natalie Cole, I'm catching hell. Living in this world. And I'm like, hold on. You forgot something. And so it's interesting that there is life after these negative feelings and emotions that we're going to fast from. The challenge here is to fast from these things. Everything that you said to, let's fast off them. Consciously fast away from those things. The Reverend Dr. Johnny Coleman, who Brett mentioned last week, gave an acronym, Lent. Lent means let's eliminate negative thinking. Huh? That's pretty powerful, isn't it? Let's eliminate negative thinking. Let's say that together. Let's eliminate negative thinking. Let's means let us go to a new consciousness state, a new elevated thought process, a new way of speaking, a new way of behaving. Let's. Now, we have someone in our community who we love dearly, who's going through a challenge. But what was amazing about her text a couple of weeks ago in announcing her challenge is that she gave no hint that she was giving in, caving in. She just said, we're moving forward. I want to bring up Reverend Anicia. Let's greet her with applause. Pretty in pink. Want to tell us about your challenge and opportunity?
Sure. Good morning.
Good morning.
I am great and grateful to be here today to share my blessing with you. And I just wanted to let you know that there is no challenge and obstacle that we can't overcome. I also want to share with you that I am and I always will remain whole. So what I'm going to share with you, I hope you keep that first and foremost in your mind. We are whole, always. So the other blessing is, I believe that we are all selected and chosen to share the word of God in particular ways. And I have been blessed for so many years to be able to do that by community and sharing and actually reaching out to you as individuals. And I love that. And now I have an opportunity to share with more people. And I believe that the journey that I'm getting ready to begin on Thursday, 2/22, and the fact that this journey begins during our Lenten season was selected and chosen by my divine, my Lord, my God, and the Christ within me as well. The challenge that I'm sharing is that my mind is whole, but my body has decided to take a different journey. It has decided to be diagnosed with breast cancer. I have what they call invasive ductal carcinoma, triple negative, stage 4. That's the last I am going to hear, because we remember we are whole. And what I need from each and every single person because we are all connected, is to remember that my connection is your connection. Our mind is always whole. So as I share this journey with you, there's a few things that will be a little bit different. I may not be here every Sunday. I will be here on some Sundays with a mask. I will also be going through treatments every week. So I heard this thing about white blood cells and all of those kinds of things. They gave me this really big, thick binder. I think it was like a binder thicker than this. It's sitting in my car and I haven't read it yet. And the reasons why is because I'm not interested yet to see what is it that they want to say are my circumstances of weakness. Because this is a month of strength. And my courage is in the strength and in the denial and affirmations that we're talking about this month. I probably will have to read it because something may come up. But I want my mind to be ready to receive the word of God first. Yes. And that is where my strength is. I am privileged and honored to be chosen by the divine to go through this journey and to share this journey. I remain and will always remain whole.
Can I help you? Yeah, amazing.
Thank you.
Wow. Can we be there for Reverend Anisha? She's always there for us. Always there for us. So let's make sure that we show up and hold a high watch for her so she knows that she's not on this journey alone. Reverend Anisha, you're never alone. You have your RU family with you and available. We love you. We talked about strength, and the Lord is our strength. But sometimes we need more than just strength. We need great strength. Can we say great strength? And we understand that strength is the energy of God, which allows us the freedom from that weakness, from that instability of character. The mind always wants to go into that dark space. Reverend Anisha said, I won't go there. I refuse to go there. I deny that darkness, and I affirm there's light on this journey, and that light is calling me forward. And that's the force that all of us have, that ability that we have to deny and to affirm. And so if we can just stand right now, I want us to do an affirmation. And the affirmation shouldn't be done lightly, because it's an affirmation that I think more than just Reverend Anisha needs this morning. I got a sneaky suspicion there's more than just her going through some valley, some darkness, some despair, something that seems like it's defeating you, but you can have the strength. Let's affirm. I affirm that I am steadfast and strong in thought and in deed. I am establishing strength in soul and body. I refuse to let the thought of weakness enter my consciousness, but always ignore the suggestion of weakness and affirm myself to be a tower of strength within and without. I have great strength. I am strong. I am becoming stronger. And so it is. You may be seated. One of the things that I just know when I fast away from things that no longer serve me, when I fast away from feelings and emotions, behavior, people, and even places, it makes you ask the question that oftentimes people ask me when they say, how'd you lose that weight in such a short period of time? Well, I said I started fasting from things that were no longer serving my health goals, my appearance goals. But then they asked Reverend Wilman, what do you eat? What's left? If you take away all the stuff that tastes good, what's left? They go to lunch with me or dinner with me and they see, you only eating vegetables, man. I can't do that. But then the question is, if you're fasting on something, what are you going to feast on, John? I understand that if you release and let go, you got to have something that you hold on to, that you grab. But when you make that decision that I'm going to fast off of that, you have to make the decision. You must make the decision. It's required decision making. That you say to construct the new me, I'm going to feast on the truth. I'm going to feast on the word that tells me I'm more than my past. I'm more than my mistakes. I'm more than my misery. I'm going to feast on that word and draw strength from it. And when the word tells me I can do all things through the Christ to strengthen me, I open the door to the Christ to lead me. And I feast on those affirmations. I pray. I meditate. It's amazing. Once you start feasting on those things that now build you up and build that solid foundation, you realize that the joy of the Lord is my strength. And when I realize the joy of the Lord is my strength, it comes to me that the Lord is a fortress that protects me in the storms of life. The joy of the Lord is a well of water, rinsing away old thoughts, old beliefs, and opening me up to new thoughts, new ideas. The joy of the Lord is a feast. In the middle of a famine, when I think I'm starving because I let go of some things, all of a sudden a new buffet is set before me and I can eat. It's fresh. It's good. The joy of the Lord is a light in darkness. Just when I think it's all dark, I see this glimmer of light. And I go towards it. In the darkness of night, there's always light. So we understand that, we'll understand that life always offers us the opportunity to move towards the light. It's not pitch black. There's light. The joy of the Lord is an anchor. Just when I think I'm sinking in the waves and in the storms in the deepest sea, I reach out and I grab a hold of that anchor. And that anchor allows me to walk on water. And all I'm doing is walking on water with faith, with courage. The joy of the Lord is a shield for me. And with that shield, anything that come at me, it deflected by that shield. Just ricochets off that shield. And it can't penetrate my heart, my mind, my soul. Certainly not my spirit. The joy of the Lord is a garment that I put on. And when I put it on, it provides me comfort and warmth. Renaissance Unity, this Lent season, commit to fasting on those things that no longer serve you. Release them. Let them go. Come into a new consciousness, a new being, a new you. Feast on the truth of the Word. And the Word is your greatest weapon. And anything you desire, the Word says you can have. I'll give you the desires of your heart. This Lent, find strength in Lent. Renaissance Unity, I love you. I'm always there for you. And with the love that I have for you, accept it. Because I'm always love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Thanks for having me this morning. God bless each and every one of you.